Mi gente, I got a question for you. You ever went through a time in your life, or maybe now, where you felt like you had no patience? And you was actually agreeing that you're like, you know what? I have no patience. Or maybe you don't even realize it. It's possible that a lot of people don't even realize that they don't have patience. Well, let's talk about it, because self-love, self-first is a journey where you're able to love yourself immensely, to understand your likes and your dislikes. And let me tell you something, there is something valuable in being patient, because not everyone wins every season. Not every season is yours. You understand? You got to put that work in. You got to be aligned. You got to be like, it's levels to this. And you got to wait your turn. Rightfully so. Especially for my followers who have created their own karma. Now, let me tell you something. You can cleanse your karma. Just got to make different decisions. You can't keep making the same decisions. How do you expect for change to come if you're still making the same decisions? So I need for you guys to understand this. There is something valuable in being patient. Let's talk about it. Self-love, self-first. What does being patient have to do with self-love, self-first? It has everything to do with self-love, self-first. Because when you love yourself, you are easier. And when I say not easier as in easier, like I'm a kind, easy person, flowers blossom every single day and everything is just peachy cream. No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I am telling you is that you flow different. That's what I'm trying to say. Your patience has to do with how you flow with things. Not everything is meant for you. You understand? And let me tell you something. There was a time when I realized I didn't have patience. And I really thought it was a thing. Like, I ain't got no patience for this. And I really thought I really was living life as though that was the proper way how to be. And I gave justifications for not having patience. And I said it out loud all the time. First of all, you know how words cast spells? Yeah, I knew nothing about that. I know better now. However, would you say you don't know what words casting spells is? Okay, well, if I say that I have no patience, my life is going to show me that I have no patience. That's what I mean by words casting spells. Because when you sit there and admit to a negative part of you and you say that out loud, cloutishly, like if you really winning there in that moment, you're just going to continue getting more of that. You're going to still get that type of lifestyle where you have no patience, where your patience will be short in every single situation. Let me give you another example. That's like a lot of these females out here talking about, I'm a boss bitch. First of all, for me, cancel, cut, delete. I don't mind being a boss. But B-I-T-C-H, that's definitely not me. And those women who really rock with those words, they constantly saying it all the time. That's a part of their vocabulary. Their lifestyle will give them back the lifestyle of what a boss bitch is entitled to. And it's not high end. It's very low frequency. You might have maybe 1 or 2 good days, but there's going to be days that will remind you that you are a B-I-T-C-H while being a boss. And that's a headache. That is a headache, my dear. That is stress, my dear. You understand? So, like I said, words. Back to patience. When I used to say, oh, I don't have any, whatever have you, cancel, cut, delete, because I am not that today. I realized that I was just casting my own spells upon myself by saying what I didn't have. And once I started to understand my likes and dislikes, once I started to realize that there is power in saying no, when I started to realize that it's okay to be alone, matter of fact, it is awesome being alone because I can get certain things done, and then when I come back out, I'm like a champion. I'm like I'm a superhero. I'm like this happy-go-lucky person that is organized. You understand? So having patience is imperatively important, and you gravitate to having patience when you realize in those moments that you don't have patience and you're wrong. You got to be able to admit that, because you can't be pointing the finger to everybody else. Let me say that little thing, you know how they say you point the finger to someone else, but there's 3 of them pointing back at you? Like, just a metaphor, and it's an awesome metaphor how people realize that. However, the point is, you must admit when you're wrong. Because a lot of people who don't have patience, the ones that I've seen and the experience that I've had, you're 1000% wrong for not having patience. Because what you want, when you want it, how you want it, is not how life is going to be given to you. There will be moments where you're going to have to humble yourself, sit down, like Kendrick Lamar, he says, sit down somewhere, go take a seat, because obviously you need to learn this part in your life, is to sit down and learn how to be humbled and wait your turn. You'll learn that with your finances. You'll learn that in a relationship. You'll learn that with your friends. You'll learn that with your family. You'll learn that with yourself. Because there's going to be a point in which you're going to expect something to be done, and it's not going to get done when you want it done. And that's horrible. And let me tell you something. There's nothing worse than a female who expects for something to be done. You understand? Your intentions is different. Intentions and expectations are 2 different things. And that's for another video. You understand? So when you have expectations where you're expecting something and that doesn't work out your way, and someone lets you down, you had high expectations on this situation. And matter of fact, the lesson is being taught to you that you should never had a high expectation for things to go one way. I'm not talking about your way, because there's another thing where everything always works in your favor. That's a different model of thinking. You understand? I expect everything to work my way. That's a linear way of thinking. And everyone, no, you don't deserve that. So again, having patience is something that a lot of you guys need to learn. Maybe a lot of attitudes will decline, will go away. Maybe those little faces that people make when something different is happening around them will go away. There should be more smiles, more patience, more relaxation, more love, more unity. If you see somebody is not getting something done, why don't you go help them, since you were expecting? You understand? What about you putting in your help? You understand? It's okay to help others. In helping others, you'll learn how to also have patience. You understand? Not only is it in admitting you're wrong, but helping others, but navigating yourself, controlling your emotions, and really rising to the occasion and going with the flow, versus if this doesn't happen my way, I'm going to be upset. And maybe you might not say it out loud, but it's all in your attitude. It's all in your demeanor. And it's disgusting. So I'm here to let you know that it's time to grow patience. Okay? And you know what? Even for those people who have been growing patience and you're learning how to grow patience, no need for the faces, no need for the sadness, no need for the tears, no need for none of that. Whatever's meant for you will happen. And you need to start believing that. If it wasn't for you, if it wasn't meant for you, it's not going to happen. No matter how high your hopes are, it's not going to happen. Okay? So, this message is not brought to you in judgment or anger, because I've learned my lessons. I'm just sharing. You understand? So you gravitate to this message however you see fit. You understand? However, this is a part of self-loving self first, because you grow to understand who you are and you perform better by yourself and in public. You understand? And you're not doing this to please others. You're doing this for you, for your goodness. Don't worry about everybody else's opinions about you. That's not what you're doing this for. You don't do things like this to serve others. You do things like this to be at your highest self, to perform at your highest self, to be your own divine self, while practicing self-love, self-first at all times. Remember what I said. Have patience, guys. Okay? Ciao.